All right, welcome to Crossroads Sports Radio, episode number 393. I'm your host, Brandon Reef, joined as always by my co-host, Jonathan Birdsong. JB, happy Wednesday. Boy, has it been in a tumultuous 96 hours or so.
It's been a tumultuous 96 hours in the sports world and even for little sisters of the poor here at Crossroads Sports. We'll get into all that. But before we get into all that, man, I did as the promo says, Coach. We have a special guest tonight, Coach Malin Morrison. It's tongue twister. It's always a tongue twister for me the first time.
Malin, but right? Malin.
Coach Malin Morrison from the Red Rose Thunder. I don't call, non-affiliated NBA teams as pro-am. We'll just call this a semi-pro. They probably got a better terminology for it than I do, but we call it professional basketball. She's a head coach and owner of the team based out of Lancaster, Pennsylvania. So tonight we're going to learn a whole lot about her journey as a head coach, as a female owner of a professional basketball team, and we're gonna learn a whole lot about the culture of Lancaster, Pennsylvania, man. Like us Hoosiers believe
Amish community, I think.
Well, everybody we automatically assume that Pennsylvania is automatically, like you said, Amish community, or like even from a sports standpoint, football community. So, but like how hard it is, to raise up the funds and to keep a team together, man. We're gonna circle all those waters with Coach Morrison tonight, man. So I can't wait. She's gonna come on here in a little bit. It says 8:00. We're gonna try to get her on maybe on a little earlier, but man, until we get her on, man. You're not gonna listen to me and Brandon Reef ramble because we got more to talk. I know anybody watched the show Sunday, you probably heard a lot of basketball talk and then leave a little football talk. Like me and Brandon gonna again cascade some of that information tonight. But like, man, Brandon, we got to talk about college basketball. I don't know where you want to start at, but like last night was not the Hoosiers and Bloomington's shining moment at all, man. So I don't know where, like I said, if you want to start there, or if you want, we're not. Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, they've lost 5 in a row now against Northwestern.
Like
Chris Collins. Granted, was there a foul at the end? Probably. Yeah, there should have been. Was it called? It wasn't. And you could say that's the get back for the Wisconsin game where there should have been a foul call and there wasn't. So that equals out. But I mean, that one play doesn't really lose you the game. I mean, you had a double figure lead, 12, 13 point lead against a really bad Northwestern squad. And when you're already close to that bubble, you can't have games like that. And unfortunately, the Hoosiers did. And the way it looks right now, that could be popped unless they finish out strong here, get a win against Michigan State and at home, and then they can roll off one or two conference tournament wins maybe.
It's a tough ask, man. Now, you know what I'm saying? You said you did your due diligence and went out to California, split those games out there with UCLA and USC. This kind of totally wipes away any type of feel good. I don't know. The Purdue must have been on a bad day. They must have had the stomach bumps or something. They lost off that game because this is that did not necessarily look like the same IU team. And again, you can't lose to the little sisters of the poor, Northwestern, the tryhards of the Big Ten. You can't lose a home game, Brandon. A home game. So the homie, I know we was on. Me and Brandon was kind of chatted up. You know what I'm saying? Biggest alumni douchebag in 317 is Dan Doggins. He's been going to Human Torch on libs. I know, you know what I'm saying? So this is probably why, because he ain't got nothing else to talk about. His program's in the shambles. Bloomington's in a shambles.
But they're still living off that football, though.
Hey, the snow did melt. The snow melted. It did. And yeah, we got a bunch of potholes. Period.
They still living off Signetti down there. They be all right.
Yeah, the frat boys and however, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, they still living off Signetti's coattails.
They crying. He cried last night in his post game. The Freeze boy. He cried.
Already?
Northwestern made him cry.
Already?
The kid.
Oh, well.
He cried.
Well, it took him 5 years it took him 5 years to become a Big Ten player, man. When I first saw it out there against Puerto Rico, I had to, you know what I'm saying, they got the tape that's been, you know what I'm saying, been redacted now. You talk about the Epstein files, that's been redacted as well, man. That Puerto Rico tape's been redacted. And that wasn't what I saw wasn't Brian Evans. That wasn't Brian Evans, man. So, you know, Brandon Reese wrong. I don't
You
know how
agree?
they beat Purdue. I give them that credit, but like they've
Yeah.
wiped it away. They've wiped it away. It's like a booger. Like, you know what? Purdue has bounced back now, and that's kind of like an eyesore for them. And like, yeah, Bloomington, you're on the hook because you went. I
Mm.
don't know. You can't, Brandon. You can't now say that you went that they went with the wrong guy. Yeah, they did go with, but now you're invested into DeVries, and you got to figure that out.
Oh, I
They
think
got to
DeVries is still the guy. I think it's year one.
well, well, in the Northwestern game, they had a rebound problem.
Do you know what the problem
And
is?
go ahead.
They lose, I think, 85-90% of that roster next year.
Oh, that's for darn sure. But like, what's coming in? I haven't heard anybody's homegrown Indiana All Stars just saying, I'm getting ready to jump, you know what I'm saying, ship and going to down there in Bloomington.
Yeah.
They need three. They
No, I'm
need
just
three
saying
Braden Mullen.
IU 17-11, 8-9 in the conference, ranked 10th right now. They
Is
would have
is the plan to get some more somebody else's team? Are they scouting? I mean, is that probably what the plan is? Like, you know what I'm saying, get somebody else's.
probably. I mean, until the guy can get it takes a couple years, maybe in basketball, to finally get some players that want to grow within the community, within the state. Maybe you got
Yeah.
to plant your roots. They
Go
finish.
ahead.
They play the first, which I think is Saturday, 3:45 on CBS against number 13 Michigan State. That's the one you got to get. And then they're home against Minnesota, and then they're at Ohio State. Ohio State beat a pesky good Wisconsin team recently. Put it on them there in Columbus. So
You pointed out, Brandon. They're basically going 17 wins. I don't foresee them. They have pulled up, you know what I'm saying, different efforts where they kind of get out, but they're going to have to rebound out of their minds to beat Michigan State. You're going to have to rebound out of your minds to be. I mean, Michigan State is slow, methodical, but I technically think they're too athletic for them. And Fears, you got to watch out for him and the trips that he you know what I'm saying, he's going to be a tough physical kind of player for those guards. So you again, Brandon, you kind of look at, like you said it, man. They're going to win two games in the Big Ten tournament. And it ain't in Indy. Crossroads
no,
Sports won't be there to back you up.
nope, Chicago.
We didn't get an invite.
Let me ask you this. I mean, we
Yeah.
did get the invite for that.
Okay.
I mean, we'll hit the we'll finish the show with our with the drama. I know everybody's waiting for the drama, but you got to save it to the end of the show to hear the drama with all that. Kentucky, they lost to Florida, lost to Georgia, lost to Auburn by 1. Now they just beat South Carolina, but they got Vanderbilt and Florida 2 of their last 3 games.
Yeah.
They're sitting kind of on that bubble themselves, John, at 18-10.
Yeah. Now, but Brandon, they got better. They got better quality wins than say Indiana. You know
Yes.
what I'm saying? As
Yes.
it pertains, I know that preseason probably in the dirt. I know I sent you. You know what I'm saying? A
They beat
little message
Indiana.
from. I sent a little, right. They beat the hell out of Indiana, but I sent you a little message from Big Blue Nation. I kind of had their thoughts on some of the spreads this weekend. I still feel confident. I know Mark Pope went off he went a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs at the
It's all
presser,
right.
man. But it's all right. You bounce back against South Carolina. You bounce back against South Carolina. They got some more games they can bounce back, and you got their tournament. I still like, and they're Brandon. Let's not forget they are a blue blood. They got to get to 21 wins. They'll get in.
Are we gonna call it that it's over for Shrewsbury and Notre Dame? They just got beat by 44 by Duke.
Coming off last year's, you know what I'm saying, poor showing as well.
Doesn't look good.
You know, yeah, don't, and then, you know what I'm saying, you can conflate some of the things, you know what I'm saying, going off after the referees getting blown out. There's no shame loss losing against Duke, but 40 that's bad. That's a bad look.
Yeah, it's really bad. I don't know where you try to look there to
Oh, well, there's always coaches, man. You said the homie Josh Schertz. You know what I'm saying? He probably had to shave that beard. And you know what I'm saying, the eligibility of the you know what I'm saying, the homie in the glasses is done after this year.
What about Slick down to Xavier?
Hold on, you talking about Patino? Richard Pitino.
Mhm.
Nah, the Catholics. Like, I'm not trying to be, you know what I'm saying, blasphemous, man. Like St. John's is one thing. Notre Dame, having your situation around Notre Dame is another thing.
You don't want
Um,
the
I
cat. You don't
I
want.
don't know. You know what I'm saying. I do watch Pitino, the growth. You know what I'm saying. However, you kind of feel about the way he left Minnesota. Um, Xavier is where he's at right now. They gave Butler the blues a couple weeks ago, man. Um, he also gave his dad the blues a couple weeks ago as well. But like again, they didn't win, so they came on the wrong side. I couldn't see it, Brandon. No. I couldn't see it. Not Notre Dame. Not Top Bend.
The Big 12, John. Bill Self
Doggy.
squad gets another win.
It's doggy dog, bro. I didn't think it was gonna get like this until towards the end.
13-2, Arizona in the conference, and then you have 4 teams tied at 11-4. Jayhawks, Iowa State, Houston, and Texas Tech.
Man, Houston went on a skid, and then you know what I'm saying, again, they bounced back. Kansas looked like, okay, which you know what I'm saying, they got the problems with the homie Darren
Whitlock went
Peterson.
picking the winner of this conference tournament.
Yeah, good luck at this point. I know the homie from the Game Time podcast is kind of thought Arizona's gonna run away with it. It probably might have been so with Coa Pete, but now you know what I'm saying, I can say the Big 12 is definitely in the flux. Who thought Cincinnati was gonna beat Kansas? You know, so like again, a lot of these teams are kind of hitting their stride late on the season. Can they carry that into the tournament? Me and Brandon Reed, I'm not saying no. I don't trust the Big 12. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Again, like this is gonna be real competitive down the ends for this conference, man.
Trust
But like
Iowa State. I trust Iowa State be the of those teams you say, hey, you got to pick one who you going to trust to get to the Final Four.
the Final Four,
I would say Iowa State.
but like all these
But
other
they all
folks,
can get beat by in Elite Eight. I can see
yeah,
it.
even
Right?
BYU, love me some AJ Batanz. Love him. Let him put up 30. Let him
You
put
gonna
up
put the jersey
33.
on him already?
Pacers, Lafayette Square,
They gonna
Castleton
let it?
Square.
They gonna let it?
Taking they got man. They're not man. The Pacers. Listen, the Pacers can get an audience with Darren Peterson and say, "Thank you, son. Here is a couple hoagies or whatnot from Penn Station, and you know what I'm saying, a couple hairdressers, and
Need
you know
more
what I'm saying, here
drama
you
than Paul
go.
George.
See you later." No, man, we can't have that here. You can't check out on Carlisle. He's not having that. He's not having that. We can
SEC,
trade that.
Florida Gators leading the way. Florida, Alabama, Arkansas, and Tennessee.
That Florida
Vanderbilt
fun.
8-6 down there at the bottom. We actually have Texas and Florida are actually playing right now in a close game. I need a score tied up 36 with a minute to go in the first half.
Yeah, that Florida front line is going to be tough to. It's gelling. The backcourt was a little, you know what I'm saying. The transfers kind of was a little wacky, kind of playing together early on in their season. Florida looks dominant enough to do what everybody's kind of say, pull a Billy Donovan and go back to back. Brandon, it's kind of scary.
They could. Butler down 11 at Villanova with about a minute
They
to
had
go
some
in the
get right.
first.
They had some get right in between our shows, man. But you
You
have to
called them
get
out.
better. You have to get better. I did. Call out Michael Jai, call out, you know what I'm saying, the little homie from down under. Hey, they bubble. That's all I can say, man. I don't want to disrespect.
Can we give the Crossroads official update? I wish I had that. I need the sounder. I got to figure that sounder out. Dun 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 dun. Oakland and IU Indianapolis, John. 11 minutes to go in the game. Oakland 67, IU Indianapolis 57. So
They
it was
beat
a
him before,
10-point
man.
game at half. It's still a 10-point game with 10 minutes to go.
It's getting started. They getting started.
Campy, friend of the program.
Luke Basso, friend of the program. Don't do that.
Luke Basso, friend of the program.
Yeah.
Everybody's gonna be a friend of the program for the end of it. But no, looking at those teams, man, like I was looking at their standings right now, and the Horizon, they've, Wright State up there had a big win. There are 2 games up right now. Robert Morris, Oakland, and Detroit. We saw Detroit play. They've won 4 in a row now, sitting at 14-13, 11-7 in the conference. 4-game winning streak, second longest winning streak in the conference right now.
They got enough damn coaches. Get enough daggone development out
Oh,
of their players. Get enough development out of their players, man. Shout out to the Detroit Mercy. Shout out to the homie Steve Payne too, man. Ball State as
yeah.
well, man.
Steve Payne, Ball State. Could be future friend of the program. We'll see.
Future. We're
We'll
gonna
see.
chat about it.
They beat White State, then they went on beat Youngstown, beat Milwaukee, and then beat Green Bay. Man, these guys, hey, they are a walking guaranteed at least 70 something points a game.
Is
Every
the
game
homie
with their
has the homie recovered? Doug Gottlieb, has he recovered? Has he
um,
came back down?
I think so. I mean, he was pissed, wasn't he? He was
He been
pissed. They're
wild. He been
16 and
firecracker.
14, 11 and 8 overall. They just lost to Mercy at Mercy. They only got one game left. That's it.
Turn around. Listen, man, I don't know who's gonna be the
Season's
Horizon
over
League.
on Friday.
Yeah, I don't know who. Well, they got the tournament. I don't know who's gonna be the Horizon League Coach of the Year or any of that, but he's turned that program around with some maturity and just to act, saying, getting the best out of the guys that want to, they want to play for him, man. I kind of walk away. He's still crazy. He's still off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Brandon, we're gonna get him. We get him. He'll be right here on the other side panel, and I'll be giving him his flowers, man. I'll be like, hey, bro, kill it. I'm glad you got the King's attention, but put the focus on the team. Put more focus on the team. Put more focus on the team. Get the focus off the King. There you go. Focus on the team. He can, Brandon, if he puts on a t-shirt, put it on a t-shirt, he got to give me 5. He got to give us 5%. Put the focus on the team, not on the King. There you go. Gottlieb.
And put our logo on the back.
There you go. Clip it.
Just so we can get that. Clip that. Send it to Gottlieb too. We'll tag him in it. College basketball. Last few things I have, John. The judge has denied the Badalko, his latest, asked to play for the Tide again. It's like the third straight judge now that's done it.
Yeah.
Let's just call it, man. It's over.
Try to get back in the league, man. Try to get on the Red Rose Thunder.
There you go. Good.
Good. We'll get to that point and like how players get acclimated to the team and whatnot. But
yeah.
Well,
I mean, the thing is, man, he played in the G League, and then he moved to coming back to Kentucky. What he played in 3 games, 4 games before
3 or 4 games. Yeah.
Before the judge and them kind of ruled that he was ineligible, and there was a big uproar for it. So, and then I give credit to Tennessee. They voted him into the G League All-Star game to try to make sure he didn't play against them.
You just like them getting zinged. You like them getting bullied, cyber bullied.
Absolutely. So, we'll move on here, John. We've got our special guest. If you want to, I'll get her patched in and get it on. If you want to kind of give an introduction, John.
No, man. Welcome. I thought I'm gonna let her, kind of tell us about the ins and outs of the show, man. But welcome to the show, Coach Malin Morrison from the Red Rose Thunder. There she goes.
Yep, she's here.
Welcome to the show, Coach Morrison. I gave some of our viewers and some of our listeners that are kind of listening, kind of watching on a little bit of your bio, like where you're from, where the team is located at. That I will ask you, all those, deep, dark, finding questions right before, this is probably gonna be the best interview you ever had before you get to Good Morning America. I promise you. Between me and
Brandon. First of all, thank you for having me. I'm honored
absolutely.
to be here.
Absolutely. So, like I said, welcome, Coach. Coach, being the head coach and being the owner, how did the Red Rose owner? How did all this kind of start for you 6 years ago? How did all this, professional?
So
owner
6 years ago, I was coaching at a high school here locally, and we had a trainer come in. And, he worked with our kids a little bit, and he had connections with a team in the ABA, and they were looking for a new head coach, and he recommended me, and that's how we get started.
Okay. So how does it go? So I've watched, you have a big, great social media presence between Instagram and YouTube and some of your other social medias. How did it go from playing in middle school gyms to playing in, big time places overseas? You're just coming back from a tour. So how has it grown in that regard?
It's all hard work. it's never stopping. It's what we do. I work with my son, and I always say he's the brains behind everything we do. He works nonstop. We work nonstop. We don't do really anything else but this. I mean, we work, so we make money to pay for all this, but
Got
Mhm.
you.
other than that, there's not really a whole lot else in our lives.
Yeah,
So,
what was,
go ahead,
I
babe.
got one for you, what was the biggest obstacle in kinda getting this team off the ground?
Um, the biggest obstacle, and I think this is for a lot of what people don't understand, if you run, we started in the semi-pro leagues, and it takes a lot of money to be successful. I mean, and we do it, we try to cover as much as we can. We take care of our players are families, so we lost a lot of money every year.
Okay.
Thereby no family vacations or any new clothing or anything else. It was, but it's what we want to do. So,
Mhm.
also my son, again, super intelligent. I mean, he figured out how to do everything, his college online in 2 years. Um, so instead of paying for his college and having student loans and having all that to pay back, I mean, we paid for having a team.
Okay.
Okay.
Was there a
Okay.
defining moment where you knew, like, "Hey, this could work"?
Um, no, I think we kind of just took it step by step. It was never a question like, can we do this? It's like, it's more like, what else can we do?
Yep,
It's not like, okay, we're gonna stop here. We don't stop. We just keep on going.
yep,
Like, we don't want to be like everybody else. We don't want to just get comfortable doing one thing. We want to continue to do more and help more.
okay.
Okay.
With, with the Red Rose Thunder, how would you what kind of style of basketball kinda defines Red Rose Thunder?
Red Rose Thunder is we push the ball. We try to run. We're a fast-paced offense. We want to share the ball. Anytime we played in the TBT, we base it on our point guards. Um, Most prominent point guard. I remember we had Mo Watson play
Mhm.
for us for both years in TBT, and obviously he's a true point guard. We also had last year we had Dwight Bucks, who played in the league. Veteran player came in and did everything we asked him to do, and it was great.
Okay. John?
You mentioned TBT. That's where I first heard of the Red Rose Thunder. Me and Brandon Reef had got
Mhm,
invited last year to last year's TBT, and we got to see the experience, like some of the uniqueness of it and the Elam ending.
Yes.
Matter of fact, Brandon teases me because I do kind of go to bed early at night, and one of the games went past midnight, and what I'm saying, we were kind of looking for, we're looking as we were kind of waiting
Yeah.
for a winner. What was it like for you? I know you've been Red Rose Thunder's been in the TBT more than just last year, but what was it like for you last year as you kind of navigated that? In winning some games last year.
Last year we were successful our first game. Unfortunately, the second game we didn't come out as strong as we wanted to.
Okay,
So we were fighting back from behind and got very close and ended the game on a for travel. But it
mhm.
happens.
Still a little sour on that one. Just a little. How
do you
Just a
go ahead,
little.
Brandon?
No, I was thinking within leadership, the culture, the locker room, as both the owner and the head coach, how do you balance authority and kind of relatability with the players?
I think it helps that I played the game. I played here in college. I played overseas. Obviously, well, I went to basketball high school, so basketball is kind of part of who I am.
Mhm,
Okay,
So I can relate to them, and I become, yes, I'm the head coach, but I'm also like an extra, I don't want to say parent, but somebody they can rely on and
yeah,
turn to.
okay,
Um, So I think because we always do what we say we're going to do, we try to support them as much as we can. Obviously, we have limited funds, but as much as we can, it becomes that family atmosphere.
okay,
So it's that mutual respect that way.
John?
how much time do you put into a uh scouting players, and B, scouting like leagues or conferences that you want to be associated with?
A lot.
Okay.
Now, that side, I have the easy job when it gets to that side. Yes, I watch the players. I try to get to know all the players and I know a little bit about them. But
Mhm.
diving in and knowing everything about them, that's Lucas. Lucas spends thousands, and I'm not exaggerating, of hours preparing for TBT. Like for each game, we have a scouting report that is like 46 pages long.
Oh,
Um, if the
That's what I'm talking
players
about.
actually read everything in there, we wouldn't have lost that second game.
Right? Right?
So, you know, again, it happens. It's part of the game. You can only control for so much from the sideline. So,
okay.
What
Great,
where do you
Brandon.
see for me looking, for the outlook and the future growth and stuff, where do you see Red Rose Thunder maybe 3 to 5 years from now?
so the goal is continuing to take the team on overseas tours.
Mhm.
Um, we wanna do things differently. There are a lot of companies and a lot of coaches and organizations that put together tours and they're great and they go overseas. Our goal is to put together things when the players they don't pay for anything. They get paid to do this. So we make enough connections that we have connections in hopefully every continent. And take the players on a long tour across all continents and everything is paid. And they get a good salary, hopefully more than they could make in the G League.
Yeah. And you hear a lot of even college teams these days that are taking their teams overseas for a tour because you get and you'll speak on it here. It just the camaraderie, right? The team
Yes.
building that you get from doing that travel hotel to hotel, venue to venue that you
Yes.
wouldn't get just from here locally.
No, and it's a lot. I mean, we went to China and we played 9 games in 11 days, I think it was.
Mhm.
Um, it was, it was great. Loved
Poor
it.
Lucas with all those scouting reports
I know.
that quick.
The good thing was we played in a tournament, so it's the
Okay.
tournament of 4 nations. So we played 2 teams several times. So we got to know them really well.
Okay. Yep.
So a team
Okay.
from Morocco and a team from Serbia. So and then we played 2 of the CBA teams from China.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. And
So
and y'all going on a tour in a couple weeks, right?
end of April, we'll go to Sweden and
In a couple
Portugal.
months.
Yeah,
Okay.
we will have a little
Okay.
bit of time to get everything ready.
So what's the fandom kind of like in Lancaster? Like I said, before you kind of came on, everybody, what I'm saying, this is a sports show, so what I'm saying, it's automatically assumed that everything there is kind of like centered towards like football and football culture or anything. So what's it like for you and your fans? What's it, what I'm saying, from a fan culture?
So locally, I mean, since we don't play locally anymore, I mean, people know
Okay.
who we are, obviously, because we've been around and we have a lot of support locally. I was just telling Lucas, I volunteer at a food ministry last week, and one of the customers is like, "Are you the coach?" I'm like, "Maybe." What coach are we talking about? And he remembers and wanted to make it to the game. So it's, we kind of do stand out. I think we stand out because we're a mother and son
Hmm.
brand team. So that makes it a little bit different. Um, so no, we have support. A lot of our support that we do is family and friends.
Okay.
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 Sounds just like
See,
Crossroads
when
Sports.
John said Lancaster to me, I said, the only thing I know about Lancaster is a lot of the Amish community that's in
Yes, yeah,
Lancaster,
yes,
Pennsylvania. So
yes.
that's
There
the
are
part I knew.
buggies and stuff everywhere, which is neat.
You
It's a great place to raise a child
you might
and
find
to
a
be.
hidden talent there in that community too. You never know, right?
Oh yeah, there's another groups, MGM Hoops. I'm going to give a shout out to them. They're another
Oh wow.
great group of basketball. Also, Justin's team. What are they called, Lucas? Hoop County Boys, another
County
local
boys.
team, and not team. They're an organization, and they do things, and we all work together. We all support each other.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Um, your favorite continent that the Red Thunder have played basketball on?
I honestly can't wait to go back to China.
Okay.
Oh,
I wasn't sure because I'd never been to that part of the world before. I traveled a lot, being from Sweden and being from Europe and played in Israel and stuff. So
Hmm.
I didn't know what to expect, but I really, really liked it.
Okay. So, okay. All right.
What
Well,
Yeah.
go ahead, Brandon.
I got two of my last ones. One, what's the best basketball advice you've received that's kind of stuck with you throughout your time?
Um, Basketball advice.
Or even leadership. How about that? Is
Yeah.
that would
How
that?
about that? Yeah. I
You
got
put
another
me on the
one. I
spot.
got another one. I got an easy one for you.
Okay,
Forget
there we
that
go.
one. What was your main, because everybody's got one, whether you're a player, coach, whatnot. What's your pregame ritual to kind of get yourself hyped and ready when you go out there for this next game?
Um, I make sure I watch some of our old games. The
Okay.
last game we played or the last time we played the team we're gonna play again, just to see, just to get it into my head, what we're gonna do and where we are and who we are. Um, so that's what I make sure I do. Always, have that ready on my phone before I go.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
John?
Well, Coach, it's been a pleasure to have you on. And before we let you, I got a question. My
Okay.
eligibility, my needs is done. So what I'm saying? And I don't know about Brandon. I can't speak for Brandon. But
I
Oh,
are there
still I
any
still play pickup ball, so I'm good.
are there any roster spots? What I'm saying? That's a serious question. That's a serious question. Are there any roster spots that you are currently trying to fill for the team?
we do have one spot left for the tour going to Sweden and Portugal. So we are looking for one player to kind of finish the whole roster.
Okay. Okay.
So
I don't know if I can
make
go
sure you
full.
guys reach out because it's going
I'm
to be a great
3-point line to
experience.
3-point line, John, now. That my old age now, so that's all I
I'm a half
got in
court
me.
player now. Just a
My
half
boss may
court
not
player
even let
now.
me go. I don't know. I tell him I need time off, but no, if we'll put the word out. We're looking for
Sounds
one
good.
last player. So, Coach, I want to
Yes.
thank you as well for joining us tonight. I know you got a very busy schedule, but a lot of busy planning as well ahead of you. So, where can our fans, our listeners and watchers, where can they continue to follow you guys as you proceed through the year?
We're mostly on Instagram. So Instagram is Red Rose Thunder, or under my page is Coach Malin. We'll make sure we share a lot from everything we do, especially now when we're going to start going in April and May, just so we can show what we're going to do next. We're going to promote what we're going to do next.
Perfect. We'll make sure to share it on our Facebook page and on our Instagram
Perfect.
and our Twitter. And well, good luck to you guys, and we'll be cheering you guys right along.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Thanks,
Absolutely.
Coach. All right, John. That was Coach Malin Morrison from the Red Rose Thunder joining us tonight. It was good to have her on, man, to kind of hear kind of how they do it, man. Those scouting reports, man.
Dude,
The Hoosiers could use him.
they clip it. For Double D. Clip it.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh,
Stop listening to Jared Jeffrey.
I about threw my paper away. I want to go NBA tanking. Our sponsor, Scott K. Nichols State Farm Insurance, sent a thing during the thing as a, hey guys, can we touch on the Pacers being fined for tanking, Slick Leonard rolling over for sure. And then you had the weirdness of yesterday, Rick Carlisle talking about Aaron Neesmith, that he said that the league asked the Pacers to consider medicating Neesmith so he could play the game, that they were fined for sitting out players.
Quit
Then the
telling
league comes
everybody's
back today and
business.
says that didn't happen. That's not true. Who do you believe in all this, John?
That's what I'm trying
What's
to tell you,
going
Brandon.
on?
I don't like it, man. This is shadow war against bosses. You know what I mean? Let's not, let's not do this. Let's not put all the dirt. You know what I'm saying?
We're gonna lose that top four pick.
We know they've asked guys to take a shot to can they play basketball before. Let's not be squeamish about it. You know what I'm saying? But then coach kind of points out that, well, why would I, you know what I'm saying? He does bring up a good point. We're 30 games underneath 500. Why am I shooting up his wrist so he can go out here to, you know what I'm saying? That doesn't equate to winning. That doesn't equate to overturn long-term, you know what I'm saying, help. So that you know what I'm saying, what he said was saying totally makes sense.
Yeah.
Here's what's bugged out. I want to get back to that one, Brandon. Here's what's bugged out was when Windhorse gets out here and says, man, that Adam Silver is thinking about incentivizing people who don't tank or people who aren't in the lottery. I said, damn, Brandon, that's called winning the championship. Damn, Brandon, that's trying to get to the playoffs. Not no daggone some more money that we got to do a tournament or we got to give you a trophy because you didn't tank. I don't want that. No.
Right.
You know what, Brandon? I think sometimes I do. Some of these pundits, the people that talk about basketball, they part of the problem as well. You know what I'm saying? We automatically go from tanking segment to a Darren Peterson segment. Who are we tanking for? They're tanking for Darren Peterson. Well, you're tanking for a fool who's taking himself out of the game because he got pee-pee pants. I don't know, Brandon.
Yeah.
But in all due seriousness, man, like, no, man, this tanking thing is technically out of control. That doesn't make sense. One, Brandon, like from a team building standpoint, like why would I tank just to, you know what I'm saying, to get, you know what I'm saying, Darren Peterson if I think if AJ Batanza is going to be the best player, period, on the basketball court. You pick the best player. This is a great draft. I get it, man. I've said it myself. I think it's almost potentially better than 84. Some people not say 96, but like we're not going to be moving around to think this guy to see if Chris Knack can turn into Miles Turner next year, or this other kid that I like, Kingston Fleming, can really become Mitch Richmond if he somehow doesn't go to the Washington Wizards. You know what I'm saying? So like, no, man. So like, no, the fines. If they're going to be serious, they're going to have to be a little bit more heavier than $500,000 or $100,000. But like the constant going back, and I know he was just on the radio show kind of commenting, but like no, don't send back. Here's what the league office needs to do. Don't send back another message, another tweet, another whatever. Call everybody to the office, Brandon. I've been saying this call everybody to the office. Like, no, come to the league office and we will talk about it. And then that way, everybody will be aligned when we have to talk about these things, or why we, you know what I'm saying, why we had to sit whoever.
That's my answer for tanking. How to fix it?
One, like,
or so control it. Maybe not fix it, but control it.
Control it. So, are the teams that constantly in the lottery? What did you promise the owner when they first bought this team? Did you promise big time revenue? Did you tell me that you also got to spend money? If you want to be the Lakers, they spend money. Jerry Buss spent money. That's why they got a truckload of championships. Before whoever bought the Boston Celtics, I don't know who bought it. Shame on me. That's why Bill Simmons is a little bit better than me when it comes to that regard. Before whoever bought, they spent money. You know what I'm saying? And that's why those teams, Philadelphia, spent money. Mickey Arison spent money. I'll go down the line of the, you know what I'm saying? So you can't just buy the Charlotte Hornets and say, oh, okay, let me get the next Duke guy, let me get the next UNC guy and think that's going to turn for you. So you have to, Brooklyn Nets, you have to tell that owner, you got to spend money to retain players. You can't just blow it up. He blew it up too fast. However, maybe you shouldn't have invited Kevin Durant. Brandon Reef told you that, but you should have been listening in 2019. You didn't. But there you go. So the ownership, you got to spend money to try to win. That's what it is. We know this. The Pacers know this.
Right.
You got to spend money. So that's the one part. And everybody's not trying to. Okay, I want to get this kid. No. Spend money right now. But that's not what everybody does. No, they don't.
Do you do like a 3-year average of records, maybe? And you take your top 3.
And then that owner, yeah, Brandon. Then that owner, like, dude, you got to come to the office. Like, what are you doing? Either sell the team or try to get the team to win. Period. Do you want to see Con Knippel playing?
I mean, you're going from the Golden State Warriors, 65 wins to what? They went the next year, went 15, right? To get the number 1 pick, which was Indiana Pacer, James Wiseman. So, like, I think you got to figure out how to control that. You can't go from the highest of highs to to that low that quick. And I understand you lost guys to injuries,
Yep.
the main guys, but you're not. That team was still not a 15-win team, or
Right.
16-win team. So I think you got to curb it somehow. Whether that be a 2-year average, maybe.
You right. You mentioned James Wiseman. Why would anybody tank? Nobody should have, like, college teams was off him. He ended up in Memphis.
Yeah.
A big man, you know what I'm saying, who, you know what I'm saying, they still, big man still cherished, you know what I'm saying, at least on the collegiate level, man. He ended up in Memphis. Man, stop it. Don't tell me about the NBA analytics, man. They scouting this off. They should have hired Brandon Reef and Jonathan Birdsall 10 years ago.
Yeah, so that's just ridiculous. But hey, Pacers, listen, trust the process, right? We got another loss. We're good. Reggie says he was from there. Penny took care of his family. So Penny taking care of a lot of families there.
He about to get fired
Uh-oh.
for good enough to get you fired. We've heard that before.
Yeah,
James Wiseman, good enough to get you fired.
NFL real quick. NFL Combine's in town. Kyler Murray hasn't talked to the Cardinals, refuting what the GM said.
He's trying to get out of town. Where can he go? Spin the wheel for him, Brandon. Where can he go?
Yeah. Chris Ballard doesn't want to use the franchise tag. Very positive. There's very positive talks with the camps of Daniel Jones and Alec Pierce. It's looking like Michael Pittman probably won't be returning as a Colt, as we kind of talked about in our previous show. But he doesn't want to use the tag on Jones and Pierce, so you're going to tie up a lot of contract with those two guys.
Yeah, and I don't believe the eyebrow. She's gonna have to have somebody, an oversight committee, look at that. This is I mean, I don't want to necessarily lose from a coach standpoint, fan standpoint. I don't necessarily want to lose Alec Pierce as well, but who's his quarterback that he's gonna be connected? Be for real, Brandon. They better give Daniel Jones 2 years and that's it, and just kind of just walk away from the table. Daniel, you got a broke leg in 2 different places.
Get yourself to 2028, right? That's where you get your draft picks back. You're not tied up with a quarterback to that contract, a huge contract to wait. Somehow, if he sucked, you have a chance because he hasn't played a full season in 7 years? He's been in the league. He hasn't played a full complete season. So you've got to deal with that. But I think you, Indianapolis wise, get yourself whatever contracts you do with him. Just open it up to 2028, right? Maybe it goes as well. Maybe you go Ballard year 11, because then if it doesn't work, you're not tied to the quarterback, you're not tied to the coach, and then you're not tied to the GM. That you can do that as a complete real rebuild if this whole thing doesn't work at that point, because then you got your draft picks back too, and you can kind of wipe the slate clean. I know Colts fans don't want to hear that, but realistically, that's kind of what you're looking at, because you don't want to bring in a new GM and a new coach with no draft picks.
Hey, man, that's better than Pittman Jr. in this draft too, Brandon. Wide receiver is better than Pittman Jr. right now. Omar Cooper, Brandon Reed cast me out, and I said, when I said Omari Cooper Jr. was a day 3, he cast me out.
I did.
So I'm telling you, man,
day 2.
Yeah, there's some decent receivers in this draft that you can tell Pittman Jr. Hasta luego, hasta la vista.
He can go out to his farm somewhere. I guess last thing, John, we got to talk is we had a little bit of fireworks over the last few days since Monday night. Unfortunately, we did not get credentialed for the NCAA Final Four here in Indianapolis. For some reason that was that we weren't, quote, big enough for that, which okay. But also no NIT, no D2, no D3. We were at the NIT last year. Let me just say it was pretty freaking empty. But we covered it, right? We gave, how much pub did we give to the NIT last year?
Action on the floor. Vacuum in the seats. Action on the floor. Vacuum in the seats. So I don't understand.
The playmaker, Terrell Owens, the franchise guy. Me and the Chattanoogs.
Yeah, that was from an ESPN standpoint, that was a tight shot because the boy Andy Katz was just walking around and he didn't stick around. That's the truth. But I'll let Brandon Reef continue. I'm not ready
Yeah.
to go up. I'm not ready. But go ahead.
So we get the email that we're not in there, but my biggest thing, and we've got our keyboard warriors that then decide to come after and attack us, former ESPN alums coming after us, keyboard Larry, keyboard Joe coming after us. Listen, you can see me like it, make it look like it's whining. It ain't whining. It's showing disappointment because the amount of effort that we put into what we do, not only here on this show, but outside of that, and then also in person when we do our live events and when we go do media credentials, um, we don't half-ass anything with it. We've been to the biggest events. We've been to Big Ten championships, football, basketball, Horizon League championships, the Indy 500, the Brickyard 400, Live Golf, the PGA Tour. I can keep going on and on. Purdue, Indiana, Ball State. I can keep going, John. And
Yep.
the problem is with media, sports media national right now, is that there are so many national guys in there still that are going to be there to the dead. They don't give a shit about what's being produced. They're not even putting out content or to grow the sport, to grow the community. They're coming, getting their credential, getting their plate of food, and sitting there and watching a game and ain't doing a damn thing for it. And I'm sick of it. I've had and thank you to those that have reached out in the sports media community to me regarding those things, but there has to be a change at some point, or you're going to get ran over. And that's kind of the best logic that I can give with that is the times have changed. I seen it when I first started in this, even by myself, John, where the
Mhm.
local sports anchors, they look at you funny. They put their bag in their chair, won't move it for you. I've got my guy. Hey, shout out AC. I still remember that from up at Purdue. But times are changing, and the old guard just doesn't. They're not leaving, and they're getting their plate of food. They're sitting in there. They're talking, and they ain't covering the freaking game, and that's a damn shame. And
Mhm.
are they going to say one thing about Indianapolis? Are they going to talk about one thing about the community? Are they going to talk one thing about the culture? Are they going to talk one thing about, hey, guarantee they don't know anything more about the basketball than we do. We know more than them about the teams that are going to be in it. So it's just frustrating that I saw that, John, and then the some of the keyboard warriors that decided to come out. Hey,
Are they
wrap up,
keyboard warriors
let's
though,
go.
Brandon? All right, hold on, no. Are they? That was the high road. Now this is the higher road. Are they keyboard warriors though, Brandon? Because this fool said, what I'm saying, on this little tagline on Twitter. Now, who still uses Twitter in 2026? I don't know. Ever since Elon Musk came out and said what he said about whatever he said, like everybody kind of banned. It's still on my phone. We don't really use it. Like the homie said, it just came on. Friend of the program, Morrison. We on Instagram. We on Facebook. Maybe you have a different opinion about those analytics, but those are analytics that we drive and we kick ass in those, by the way. That's one. Secondly, you know what? When you talk about validity, so the homie who kind of responded, here's what's weird. You credited, you did. So Crossroads Sports did do this first. Okay, so don't be talking about nobody being professional. Crossroads Sports did not necessarily cross the line of open communication of like, hey, wait a minute, what about us? Another show did it. I haven't reached out to that show just yet, so I'm not going to pump them up or diss them or whatever. Another show did it, and then you buckled. Sound like you didn't do your. This is the other crazy part. I know I sound like a rambler, but it is what it is. Then the dude says in the thread, after I didn't blew it up the thread. I blew up the thread with what Crossroads Sports has done in the last 2 years. You know what I'm saying? Not everything that we've done. This the highlights. Just the highlights of where we at, who we can talk to, and where we've been, right? So that was for the last 2 years. This dude says you could do this. Hey, here's a thought. You could do that, or you could send an email. So wait a minute, little brother and sister. That was what your job was supposed to do. You were supposed to Google me. You sit in the backyard of Kurtz and Nettie, and you sit in the lap of the teacher, and you don't listen to what the man said. I got to do your resume. I got to do your homework for you. I got to tell you. So wait a minute. You want me to write an essay to you, and I didn't already put it on the thread, Ted. So you sound like you need to do it. But here's the thing, though. We didn't got turned down by better organizations. We got turned by blessed people. South Bend, it broke my heart when South Bend told me and Brandon we couldn't drive up there, you know what I'm saying, and sit and watch the Golden Doors play like a champion. But it's A-okay. because you know who does let us in. You know who does give us media access. You know. Guess what? I know it's not to clown nobody else's show. What I'm getting ready to say. Mm-hmm. Count up the Hall of Famers that appeared on this show. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna throw out no names. Everybody knows who I used to be fiancéed up with. She used to be a Hall of Famer. She's a Hall of Famer too. But here's what I'm going to tell you. Willie Sneed's a Hall of Famer. My cousin Debbie Walker Augerson from Missouri is a Hall of Famer. You know what I'm saying? The homie Jamal Sylvester gonna be a Hall of Famer. Last time I checked, the man that funded this show, helped fund co-fund this show, Scott K. Nichols played on the daggone Ball State Hall of Fame team. So don't be telling me
AJ
what.
Pierce.
I was talking about Hall of Fame, but yeah, who been on the show? Ricky Pierce. Do you know who that is? Do you know who AJ Guyton is? Do you know? We go down the list. Craig Hodges, when he was, on a good one. Yeah. But this okay. Brandon Reef gave you the high road. I gave you what you really wanted to hear. You know what I'm saying, in the Twitter sphere, but I don't tweet. And I'm not going to tag you into no Facebook or anything else like that. You and your love for the Buffalo Bills couldn't handle it. You sitting in Coke community. Your dumbass governor trying to get the freaking Chicago Bears come over here, and you got draped up in the Buffalo. Brandon, in the show. I'm over it.
There's snow on the ground. But I will tell you this: in the end, it's just going to make us even better, even striving for more. It started tonight with Malin Morrison joining us.
She had to see the ugly side of us.
And we're gonna not yet. Soon. I might go play for her. But we'll do bigger and better. We've got great friends, we've got great connections as well, and people along the way that we will help because they help us. And that's what we do as a community. It's not try to keep stuff from people or just try to think. And here's the thing. The national media, I'll give you a real quick insight in there. I think the average age is probably about 77 years old inside a press box. So, and newsflash, print media is dead. I don't know if y'all knew that. But.
The homie told them 3 weeks ago at ESPN, Pat McAfee, you know what I'm saying? He said, nobody hit these links. Ain't nobody hitting these links. You know what I'm saying? Me and Brandon Reef walk out on the sideline. It's all love from our community, from our fans in our community, because they believe in us and they believe in what we're saying. I don't be saying no cat wild nothing. You know what I'm saying? Over like these notes are for real. The homie from Jeffersonville, Indiana, with doomed Indiana with 9 rebounds. I didn't even put that into the show. You feel me? But anyway, Brandon, we got a whole lot of editing to do. We got a whole lot of, you know what I'm saying, retweeting. We got a whole lot of Instagramming and Facebooking. And you know what? We'll see you on them sidelines.
See you next week.
Thanks for listening to the Crossroads Sports Radio Show. You can find more episodes on iTunes and the Google Play Store. Be sure to like and subscribe for more Crossroads sports content.